Chapter 2, Care of Anger. The Buddha never advised us to suppress our anger. He taught us to go back to ourselves and take good care of it. It's not healthy to keep your anger inside for long. I always advise my friends, don't keep your anger to yourself for more than a day. As practitioners, we have to be anger specialists. We have to attend to our anger. We have to practice until we understand the root of our anger and how it works. Accept your anger because you understand that you can take care of it. You can transform it into positive energy. Anger is like a howling baby, suffering and crying. Your anger is your baby. The baby needs his mother to embrace him. You are the mother. Embrace your baby. That's easy to relate to. Just like our organs, our anger is a part of us. When we are angry, we have to go back to ourselves to take care of our anger. We cannot say, "Go away, anger, I don't want you." When you have a stomachache, you don't say, "I don't want you, stomachache, go away." Now you take care of it. In the same way, we have to embrace and take good care of our anger. When the mother embraces her baby, her energies penetrate him and soothes him. This is exactly what you have to learn to do when anger begins to surface. You have to abandon everything that you are doing because your most important task is to go back to yourself and take care of your baby, your anger. Nothing is more urgent than taking good care of your baby. Just embrace your anger. Just breathe in and breathe out. That is good enough. The baby will feel relief right away. In the beginning, you may not understand the nature of your anger or why it has come to be. But if you know how to embrace it with the energy of mindfulness, it will begin to become clear to you. Mindfulness means to be present, to be aware of what is going on. The energy is very crucial for the practice. The energy of mindfulness is like a big brother or sister holding a young one in her arms, taking good care of a suffering child, which is our anger, despair, or jealousy. Sit and follow your breath or practice walking meditation to generate the energy of mindfulness and embrace your anger. After 10 to 20 minutes, your anger will open herself to you, and suddenly you will see the true nature of your anger. Page 69, revisit. When we embrace anger and take good care of our anger, we obtain relief. We can look deep into it and gain many insights. One of the first insights may be that the seed of anger in us has grown too big, and in many cases causes our misery. As we begin to see this reality, we realize that the other person whom our anger is directed at is only a secondary cause. The other person is not the real cause of our anger. Oh my God, I feel like I have to revisit many roads. When anger manifests in us, we must recognize and accept that anger is there and that it needs to be tended to. At this moment, we are advised not to say anything, not to do anything out of anger. We immediately return to ourselves and invite the energy of mindfulness to manifest also in order to embrace, recognize, and take good care of our anger. So the next time I'm angry, usually my mind takes an overlap of 1 minute to recognize that it's angry, and by the time the anger has actually passed, and I'm thinking about, oh my god, why was I angry, so angry. So next time I should try to be more mindful during my anger, and then should just breathe into it and then cut myself off. Yep, let's try that. Practice looking deeply into the nature of your anger. The practice has two phases. The first is embracing and recognizing. My dear anger, I know you're there. I am taking good care of you. The second phase is to know deeply into the nature of your anger and see how it has come about. Whether you are driving, walking, cooking, or washing, continue to embrace your anger with mindfulness. By doing so, you have a chance to look deeply into the nature of your anger. The practice of mindful breathing and mindful walking outdoor are wonderful ways to embrace your anger. Just go for a walk with your mind, get in some fresh air. And I know that sounds like bullshit, but maybe it works. It works. It probably works. Experiment with it. You have nothing to lose. Every mental formation, anger, jealousy, despair, etc., is sensitive to mindfulness. The way all vegetation is sensitive to sunshine. By cultivating the energies of mindfulness, you can heal your body and your consciousness. That's very interesting analogy. All emotions to mindfulness, just like all plants to the sunshine. People who use venting techniques like hitting a pillow or shouting are actually rehearsing anger. When someone is angry and vents their anger by hitting a pillow, they are learning a dangerous habit. They are training in aggression instead. A wise practitioner generates the energy of mindfulness and embraces her anger every time it manifests. That makes sense. When you cook potatoes, you need to keep the fire going for at least 15 to 20 minutes. You cannot eat raw potatoes. In the same way, you have to cook your anger on the fire of mindfulness, and it may take 10 or 20 minutes or longer. So potatoes are compared to anger, and mindfulness is compared to the fire to cook the potatoes. So you have to apply the mindfulness over the anger for some time until it cooks and your anger is diffused. Anger is in us in the form of a seed. The seeds of love and compassion are also there. In our consciousness, there are many negative seeds and many positive seeds. The practice is to avoid watering the negative seeds and to identify and water the positive seeds every day. That's good. Logical. If positive seeds are watered in a person's life, it is partly because of luck and partly because of effort. Sometimes we are overwhelmed by the energy of hate, of anger, of fear. We forget that in us there are other kinds of energies that can manifest also. If we know how to practice, we can bring back the energy of insight, of love, and of hope in order to embrace the energy of fear, of despair, and anger. Inside every one of us is a garden, and every practitioner has to go back to their garden and take care of it. Maybe in the past you left it unattended for a long time. You should know exactly what is going on in your own garden and try to put everything in order. Restore the beauty, restore the harmony in your garden. If it will tend, many people will enjoy your garden. If it is well tended, many people will enjoy a garden. With the energy of mindfulness, you can look into the garbage and say, I'm not afraid. I'm capable of transforming the garbage back into love. The energy of mindfulness contains the energy of concentration as well as the energy of insight. Concentration helps you focus on just one thing. With concentration, the energy of looking becomes more powerful. Because of that, it can make a breakthrough that is insight. Insight always has the power of liberating you. If mindfulness is there and you know how to keep mindfulness alive, concentration will be there too. And if you know how to keep the concentration alive, insight will come also. So mindfulness recognizes, embraces, and relieves. Mindfulness helps us look deep in order to gain insight. Insight is the liberating factor. It is what frees us and allows transformation to happen. This is the practice of taking care of anger. Every time you feel lost, alienated, or cut off from life or from the world, every time you feel despair, anger, or irritable, practice going home. Mindful breathing is the vehicle that you use to go back to your true home.